Hare Krishna. By the grace of Sri Guru and Gauranga, the place where we've arrived, this place is known as Sri Nirdai Ghat in Sri Navadvip Dham. As we all know, that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavanam padam ekam gacchati. He never takes even a step out of Vrindavan. Similarly, Sri Bhakti Thakur is writing in his book, Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, that Sriman Mahaprabhu Lokadrishti Sannyas Haila Vishambhar, that externally it looks like Sriman Mahaprabhu has taken sannyas. However, Mahaprabhu does not leave this Maya program even for a second. You see this Ganga right now. So this is like a different path of Ganga which has made a separation between where we are and on the other side. Actually, we are in Rudra Dweep at this moment. Shri Bhakti Thakur says that Bhagirata Purvati Dweepe Chaturdeep Hoy or Tahar Pashchime Panchudweep Hoy. On the eastern side of Bhagirati Ganga, there are 4 Dweep. Antardweep, Simantudweep, Rudradweep and Goldrum Dweep. They are on the eastern side. And on the western side, there are 5 Dweep. So this place is known as Sri Nirdai Ghat. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat mentions that mentions that how Sriman Mahaprabhu took sannyas and what were the reasons. And very beautiful description. We won't go into detail of that. Sriman Mahaprabhu left his home on the day of Makar Sankranti. Sankranti means Samyak Rupena Kranti iti Sankranti. Means when there is a revolution in one's consciousness, then one takes such a big step. Mahaprabhu left on the day of Makar Sankranti, and because of the loving relationship, because of the very human-like pastimes, the kind of relationship which he had with the Navadvip Vasis is similar to the relationship which Krishna has with his Brajvasis. Sriman Mahaprabhu is known as Nimai Pandit, who keeps on having arguments with everybody, who keeps on defeating everybody in logic. Sometimes people would see Sriman Mahaprabhu and they would hide themselves in the lanes. Sometimes Sriman Mahaprabhu as a little child would come on the banks of Ganga and he would take a dip on one side and just, keep on floating in the water for 6 hours. If someone is standing in the water neck deep, he would run from the back and jump on the shoulder of that person and say, you know what, I am Shambhu. Sometimes he would jump on the back of the bull. So just because of all these beautiful pastimes, the Navadvip Vasis could not even imagine that one day Nimai is going to leave us. Just like the Brajvasis were totally absorbed in this wonderful relationship with Krishna, similarly the Navadvip Vasis also possess the same relationship. But as we all know, the Sriman Mahaprabhu took sannyas. On the day of his sannyas, few days ago, he started acting a bit, differently. He went to the shop of Sridhar, very dear devotee of his, and said, "Hey, Sridhar, I want the best Loki." He gave him the vegetables Loki, came back home, and he's now acting very peacefully. Generally, he used to, lovingly disturb everybody. So he came home, gave that Loki to his mother, and mother prepared very, very nice sweet rice. Then he went into the room of Shri Vishnu Priya Devi. Generally, Mahaprabhu would stay in the Vishnu Mandap and he would perform Nama Sankirtan. He would remain very indifferent to his household life. And Shri Vishnu Priya had gotten used to it. But all of a sudden, this day, he goes into the room and he says to Vishnu Priya Devi that I would like to see you in the same dress which you worn on the day of your marriage. She was like, oh, there's something going on. Because on that very day, Shri Vishnu Priya Devi, when she came on the banks of Ganga, her nose ring, it fell. She lost her nose ring. And as she was walking, one of her feet, was pricked by a stone. So there was blood which was coming out of her feet. That's one inauspicious sign. The second inauspicious sign that the nose ring was lost. And the third was very evident that Sriman Mahaprabhu is behaving very indifferently than he generally, behaves with me. Vishnu Priya Devi was asked to wear that dress which she worn on the day of marriage. So Shri Vishnu Priya Devi wore that dress, and then Sriman Mahaprabhu was also doing the Shringar of Vishnu Priya Devi. As he was doing the Shringar of Vishnu Priya Devi was 100% sure something is going to happen tonight. And she was like, I'm not going to fall asleep, because if I fall asleep, Nimai might, leave home. Shachi Devi also saw all those symptoms. So in the middle of the night, because of the influence of Yogamaya, when Shri Vishnu Priya Devi, when she slept, Shri Shachi Devi was standing as a doll at the door. So this is a door, and she was facing towards Srimad Mahaprabhu. She saw, she saw Srimad Mahaprabhu walking towards her, and then Sri Shachi Devi became absolutely quiet. She reached the heights of separation. She couldn't even believe what she was seeing. That her only son, she had prayed that Mahaprabhu should not leave house like Vishambar, like Vishwarup, because she was always afraid that he would also leave me. So when she saw that Srimad Mahaprabhu was leaving, both of them stood at the door facing each other. The tears had stopped flowing from the eyes of Shachi Devi. She could not even utter a single word. And Srimad Mahaprabhu, it is mentioned, he paid parikrama to the mother, and then he left. He came at this particular place in the month of Magh. It's heavy cold at that moment, and the water of Shri Gangaji was freezing. He jumped inside the Ganges and crossed, and in his wet cloth, he reached Katwa, and he arrived at the ashram of Shri Keshav Bharati. And then Shri Keshav Bharati gave sannyas to him. It's all very detailed mentioned. This video would be too long to share that. All this is mentioned in the I think the last 2 chapters of the Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Bhagavat. So this place is a place of separation. This place is a place of separation. Until we have oneness with the personalities of the Leelas, these are not just some these are not some fictional personalities. These are real personalities who felt real separation. So when the relationship is developed, then one would be able to feel the pain. So Srimad Mahaprabhu took sannyas in one sense to relish the Vipralambaras, and second also to deliver souls like us. Shri Radha Krishna Seva Sthapetva Grihe Srimat Gaura Sankirtana Vihati Prem Vela. That Srimad Mahaprabhu established the worship of Shri Radha Krishna door to door. He himself is dancing in ecstasy. So Srimad Mahaprabhu sannyas is for the deliverance. Kalimala Chittanam Shok Vrittanam Nirjan Pati Seva Vitichit Ankulanam Iti Samajani Gauratran Hetu Prakat Madhur Deho Nam Data Kripalu. Srimad Mahaprabhu see that the jivas are suffering in the world. They're constantly thinking about money, how to get more money, how to be happy. So Mahaprabhu came up with the topmost of method, topmost of medicine, that is Harinam. Prakat Madhur Deho Nam Data Kripalu. He himself manifested himself in form of name, and Mahaprabhu left home to bring us back to Godhead. Mahaprabhu left home to bring us back to our real home, back to our real soil, back to the real place where we belong to. And this is some sort of idea we can have, that how fortunate we are to be able to come in this line. Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Nirdai Ghat ki jai, Shri Shachi Mata ki jai, Shri Vishnupriya Devi ki jai, Shri Nityanand Prabhu ki jai, Shri Janava Devi ki jai, Samast Panch Tattva ki jai, Shri Gaud Mandali ki jai, Shri Navdeep Vasi ki jai, Navdeep Dham ki jai, Navdeep Dham Kari Parikrama Kari Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Nand Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai, Shri Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Gaur.